When you think about the problems nursing homes have, do you ever think about how these problems affect the lives of our loved ones who have died? Some of the biggest problems these institutions face are lack of money and medical care, social isolation, and worries about neglect. We'll talk about these issues in this video. After reading this, you should better understand nursing homes' real issues and the need to fix them. Read on to find out how we can work together to make the lives of our seniors better and make sure that their health comes first in their care settings. Before we begin, I want to thank you for taking this moment for yourself. Be sure to stay until the end. I'll be sharing a small but powerful insight that's helped many people feel more balanced and hopeful. Kindly like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you'll always know when something new is waiting for you. And if you're listening now, please type, "I'm listening with an open heart." It's a gentle way to connect, and I do read every message. Now let's begin. This is a list of some of the biggest problems that nursing homes have to deal with. One reason is not having enough money. A recurring issue for nursing homes is their inability to consistently pay bills. The lack of money makes it much harder for these facilities to provide residents with high-quality care and services. This is a complicated issue because running an elderly home costs a lot of money. You have to pay for the residents' basic needs and make sure everyone is safe and happy. To begin, giving good medical care costs a lot. This means that highly trained healthcare workers, like nurses, caregivers, and medical staff, need to be hired and kept on. Many nursing homes have to run with fewer staff members because they can't afford to, which puts extra stress on the people who are already working there. When staff members have to take care of a lot of residents at once, they are more likely to feel stressed and burned out and give poor care. Not having enough money affects both the people who work in these homes and the buildings themselves. Many facilities can't give their residents safe, up-to-date housing because they don't have enough money. Because of this, the neighborhood is less likely to be able to meet the needs of its older residents, since a lack of investment can affect both basic services and safety measures. For example, people who have trouble moving around might feel unsafe and uneasy if features like ramps and handrails aren't kept up or made better. Because of a lack of money, it is hard to give the elderly the services and activities that are important for their health. For good mental and emotional health, it's important to do fun things, take part in therapeutic activities, and watch interesting programs. However, these services often need extra money. When money gets tight, these helpful programs are some of the first to be cut. This means that people in the area will have less to do in their free time. The costs go up even more when you add in the cost of medicines and medical equipment. Because medicines and medical equipment are getting more expensive, many nursing homes are having trouble giving their residents the care they need or are having to wait longer to do so. Along with the negative effects on residents' health, staff members may also feel frustrated and helpless as a result. Nursing homes have a big problem with not having enough money, which affects every part of their job, from the buildings and staffing to giving residents fun activities and medical supplies they need. Many things happen when you don't have enough money. The government, private groups, and the public will all have to work together to solve these problems and make sure that nursing homes can meet the needs of their elderly residents. 2. Problems with healthcare. Care facilities and people who live with the elderly often have a lot of complicated medical needs that need specialized and nuanced medical care. As people get older, they often have to deal with several long-term illnesses, including diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, arthritis, and even cognitive problems like Alzheimer's disease and dementia. To get the best health and quality of life, these conditions need to be carefully and continuously managed by doctors. Unfortunately, even though many old-age homes mean well, they have trouble meeting these specific healthcare needs. One of the main problems is that there isn't enough advanced technology and medical equipment. Not having the most recent diagnostic tools, monitoring devices, and treatment technologies can make it very hard to give timely and effective care. Without advanced monitoring systems, for example, caregivers might not be able to keep accurate records of vital signs or act quickly when a resident's health changes, which could cause treatment to be delayed and even cause problems. The lack of well-trained medical and healthcare staff exacerbates the problem. It can be hard for many facilities to find and keep healthcare workers with the specific skills needed to deal with the complicated health problems that older people often have. This gap means that people often have to rely on generalist staff who might not have the knowledge to deal with certain medical conditions or give the level of care needed for handling complicated health situations. Also, these institutions don't have all the healthcare options that residents need, so residents may not get the continuity of care they need to manage chronic conditions well. It is very important to get regular checkups, personalized treatment plans, and preventative care to stay healthy and stop diseases from getting worse. Seniors may have to go to the hospital more often, have worse health, and have a lower quality of life if these services aren't available. In conclusion, old age homes face many important problems when they try to provide good health care. To solve these problems, we need to work together to improve medical infrastructure, buy new technology, and make sure that facilities have skilled workers who can handle the complex needs of their elderly residents. This is the only way to make sure that seniors get the complete, kind, and skilled care they need. Please leave the first comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. Thanks for your time. 3. Learning about certain illnesses. There is a big hole in our current healthcare system when it comes to understanding and treating certain illnesses that mostly affect older people. This gap is especially clear when it comes to mental health issues, which are often ignored even though they are very important. Because our population is getting older, more and more seniors are getting diseases like Alzheimer's, dementia, and depression. These problems aren't just numbers and facts. They're real, crippling conditions that have a big effect on the quality of life for many older people and their families. The growing number of seniors with dementia, depression, and Alzheimer's disease is a very serious problem that needs to be fixed right away. As people live longer, dementia, which is a group of disorders that affect memory, thinking, and social skills, becomes more common. Alzheimer's disease, which is the most common type of dementia, makes people's minds worse and has become a major public health issue. Depression in older adults is often not recognized or treated properly, and it can make other health problems worse and lower overall well-being. One of the main problems is that there aren't enough facilities, specialized care, and home care services for seniors. Even though many senior care facilities are in big cities with access to high-tech medical facilities, they are not prepared to deal with the complex mental health issues of older people. Because staff members aren't properly trained to spot and deal with mental health conditions, and there aren't many specialized programs for seniors with these conditions. This lack is clear. There is also a problem with the way these mental health problems are dealt with that affects the whole system. The healthcare system doesn't always include mental health services in regular care for seniors, which leads to treatment that isn't coordinated or effective. This lack of integration makes it harder to manage chronic illnesses, which makes it harder to provide complete care. To solve these problems, we need to use more than one method. This includes teaching more people about mental health and the elderly, improving training for healthcare workers, and giving more specialized services to senior care facilities. It is also important to work together to support and implement policies that allow mental health services to be integrated into general geriatric care. This will make sure that seniors get all the care they need. To sum up, it is very important to understand and treat certain illnesses that affect older people, especially mental health problems. The fact that these problems are getting worse and that care isn't keeping up with them shows how badly we need more resources, better education, and changes to the whole system to help our aging population. Fourth, isolation from other people. Elderly people who live in retirement homes are often surrounded by other seniors and staff, but they can still feel very lonely and alone. This emotional distance isn't just caused by being away from loved ones. It's also caused by not having enough meaningful personal interactions that meet their emotional and psychological needs. Inside these homes, there are times when people don't make real, heartfelt connections with each other, which can make residents feel alone. This isolation has effects that go beyond just feeling lonely. It has a big effect on mental health. Seniors who don't have many friends are more likely to develop mental health problems like depression, anxiety, and even memory loss. These problems can get worse when you don't have regular, enriching social interactions. That's why it's important to deal with the causes of isolation. Seniors feel more isolated from their families when they can't stay in touch due to distance or busy schedules. The emotional and mental support that family usually gives is harder to get when you don't see them often or talk to them in person. To fight the bad effects of being alone, it is very important for old age homes to create a friendly and interesting place to hang out with other people. This can be done in several ways, such as by planning regular social events, encouraging residents to take part in group activities, and giving residents chances to make real friends. Putting in place programs that make it easier for family members to talk to each other, even when they live far away, can also help connect seniors with their loved ones. By taking care of these things, old age homes can greatly enhance the quality of life for their residents, lowering feelings of loneliness and improving their overall mental health. Please leave a second comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. Thanks for your time. 5. Racism based on age and the loss of meaning. Ageism, which is made up of stereotypical and unfair ideas about older people, is a big reason why many communities push older people to the edges and leave them alone. These false beliefs not only make people feel bad about getting older, but they also make older people less valuable and deserving, which keeps them out of social, economic, and cultural circles. One of the most widespread problems caused by ageism is that many older people feel like their lives have lost meaning and purpose. People can lose their sense of self-worth when society has negative views about getting older, like thinking that older people are less capable, less important, or less valuable. This kind of exclusion usually shows up as fewer chances to take part in social and community activities, which makes people feel even more alone and invisible. To fight these bad effects and give seniors a sense of purpose and identity again, it is very important to come up with new ways to include them in social events and activities. Getting older people involved in community life not only makes them feel like they belong, but it also lets you use their vast knowledge and experience. Seniors have been through a lot of different things and have a lot of valuable life experiences that can help move society forward. For example, including seniors in community discussions, decision-making, and cultural events can help people of all ages understand each other better. Mentorship programs, group projects, and shared learning experiences are some examples of programs that encourage interactions between generations. These can help show off the unique contributions of older adults and give them a new sense of purpose. In addition, recognizing and telling stories about the accomplishments and wisdom of older people can help change societal attitudes and fight ageist stereotypes. Communities can challenge old ideas about aging and show that it's valuable by showing off the accomplishments and lessons learned by seniors. Making places where seniors feel valued and involved improves their quality of life and makes the community better as a whole. Accepting the range of experiences and points of view that older people bring to the table can help make societies more open, creative, and caring. To sum up, fighting ageism and making sure that older people feel truly included requires a concerted effort to fight outdated stereotypes and create chances for active participation. By recognizing and celebrating the things that older people do, we can help make sure that they stay an important and respected part of the community, which will make everyone's life better in the long run. Sixth, abuse and neglect. In some old age homes, residents are neglected, abused, or mistreated, which is a very troubling problem. This is a very big problem that could have terrible effects on the elderly people who depend on these facilities for their health and care. There are many reasons why neglect and abuse are so common in care settings. Not having enough staff is a big problem. A lot of facilities don't have enough caregivers to give each resident the care and attention they need. Because of this shortage, staff may be too busy to give each resident the time and care they need. Because of this, basic needs like personal hygiene, medical care, and emotional support might not be met properly, which can lead to neglect. Not managing things well can also make these problems worse. When leaders don't set clear rules for care standards and don't enforce them, or when there isn't enough oversight, the chance of neglect and abuse grows. If there isn't enough administrative support, there may not be enough accountability, residents and their families may not be able to file complaints, and the overall quality of care may go down. Also, these problems are made worse by staff members who aren't trained well enough. Anyone on staff who isn't properly trained might not know how to meet the specific needs of elderly residents, even those who have cognitive problems or complicated medical conditions. This lack of planning can lead to neglect or even abuse that isn't meant to happen. The staff might have trouble handling tough situations well. Also, if staff aren't taught how to spot and report signs of abuse or neglect, they might not do what they need to do to protect residents. It is very worrying that people in old age homes are being neglected and abused. This needs to be fixed right away. To solve this problem, care facilities need to have strict training programs for staff. Make sure they have enough staff and encourage a culture of openness and responsibility. Setting up and maintaining strong systems for reporting and looking into complaints is also important to make sure that residents and their families have a clear and safe way to voice their concerns. Finally, the problem of neglect and abuse in old age homes is complicated and has many sides. Understanding and fixing the underlying issues that cause these issues is very important for protecting the health and dignity of the elderly. We can work toward making places safer and friendlier for everyone by using a wide range of strategies, such as better staffing, better management, and more training. 7. Loss of freedom. For seniors living in old age homes, one of the biggest worries is that they will lose their independence and freedom. This problem has many sides and has a big effect on the health and quality of life of older people in the area. When people move into care facilities, they often have to deal with a lot of restrictions that can make them feel like they don't have as much control over their daily lives. These restrictions could apply to many areas of daily life, such as habits, food choices, and interactions with other people. In many old age homes, the daily schedules are set up to ensure safety and efficiency. But this structured environment can sometimes make people feel like they don't have any control over their lives. For example, strict schedules for meals and activities may not work for everyone, even if they are meant to be consistent. This is because everyone has their own personal preferences and habits. Residents may feel helpless because they can't make decisions about their own daily lives because of this conflict. Another area where autonomy can be lost is when it comes to meal choices. Some control is necessary because of health or dietary restrictions, but not being able to pick or change your meals can make you feel like you've lost something. Food is a big part of both personal happiness and cultural identity. Not having many food options can make people unhappy and lower their quality of life. Having social interactions is also very important. Facility rules, physical limitations, and planned activities can make it hard for residents to interact with others in a way that suits them. This restriction can make people feel alone and isolated, which can make them feel even more frustrated and powerless. Finding the right balance between giving needed care and letting people keep their independence is key to making old age homes positive and empowering places to live. To find this balance, you need to be careful to respect each resident's choices and needs, while also making sure of their safety and well-being. It involves making personalized plans for care. Care plans that take into account each person's routines and preferences can help them feel like they still have control over their lives. This means giving people as much freedom as possible with their daily schedules and meal choices. Residents feel more in control of their lives when they are involved in decisions about their care and daily activities. Including them in talks about their care and choices makes them feel respected and valued. Choice gives people power. As long as health and safety concerns are taken into account, giving residents choices lets them have choice and control. This can mean giving them a choice of meals, activities, and ways to get involved in their own lives. Better communication. It is very important for staff and residents to be able to talk to each other. Responding to and addressing residents' needs and concerns can help care be more person-centered and responsive. Environment that is helpful. Making an environment that encourages independence, such as accessible facilities and adaptive tools, helps residents keep as much independence as possible. By putting these strategies at the top of their list of priorities, old age homes can better balance the need for care with the need to protect and encourage their residents' independence. Seniors' overall experience is better with this balance, and it also helps their sense of self-worth, dignity, and emotional health. Please leave the third comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. Thanks for your time. 8th, problems with accessibility. It can be hard for old age homes to meet the needs of all the different kinds of seniors who have trouble moving around or using their senses. These problems with accessibility can have a big effect on the safety, comfort, and overall health of the people who live there. Without basic features made to meet these needs, there is a higher chance of accidents and injuries, which puts the health and quality of life of the people who live in these facilities at even greater risk. Residents who have trouble moving around can have trouble staying safe if there aren't enough ramps, elevators, and bathrooms that are easy for them to use. Falls and other accidents can happen because of narrow hallways, uneven floors, and not enough handrails. These can cause serious injuries and make health problems worse. For people with sensory impairments, not having modifications like hearing and sight aids can also make it harder for them to move around and interact with others in the facility. For example, not enough lighting, signs that aren't clear, or the lack of hearing aids can make it hard for people who are blind or have low vision to fully participate in daily activities and communicate clearly. More than just physical changes are needed to solve these accessibility problems. It means taking a broad view of making a welcoming space that takes into account the different needs of older people. This includes making changes to the building structure, like adding ramps, elevators, accessible bathrooms, handrails, and smooth, non-slip flooring to make sure all residents can move around safely. Helps the senses. To help people who have trouble seeing or hearing, improvements like better lighting, clear signs with big fonts, and hearing aids are being put in place. Training and being aware. Training staff and caregivers on how to best support and help residents with disabilities by teaching them about their specific needs. Ways to get feedback. Providing a channel for residents and their families to provide feedback on accessibility issues and suggest improvements will help the building change to better meet their needs. By taking care of these things, old age homes can make the safe, comfortable, and quality of life better for everyone who lives there. This will make the environment more supportive and welcoming, and it will respect and meet all of their different needs. In conclusion, old age Homes are very important places that give seniors a safe place to live when they don't have family nearby or need extra care that can't be given at home. These places are very important for making sure that older people get the care and support they need as they deal with the challenges of getting older. The problems that old age homes face, on the other hand, are many and important. One big problem is that many facilities are having a hard time getting enough money to keep up high standards of care and infrastructure. Healthcare problems are also big problems because meeting all of seniors' different health needs and providing comprehensive medical services takes a lot of time, money, and knowledge. Another important issue is social isolation, which makes a lot of older people feel alone and cut off from the rest of the community. This feeling of being alone can get worse if there aren't enough social and fun activities in the facility. Also, people are always worried about the possibility of neglect and abuse, which can make people less safe and trusting. Another important issue is the loss of autonomy. Seniors may feel like they are losing their independence, which can lower their quality of life and mental health. Accessibility problems, like physical barriers and not enough transportation options, make things even more difficult for seniors to fully engage with their surroundings and keep meaningful connections. Taking care of these complicated issues is necessary for old age homes to do their job, which is to provide a safe, supportive, and enriching environment for older people. These issues must be recognized and addressed with broad strategies and investments. As our society gets older, it becomes clearer how important it is to improve the quality of life for seniors, both in nursing homes and in the community as a whole. Making sure that these facilities are ready to meet the changing needs of our elderly population will help make the world a better place for everyone. Thank you for joining us as we discuss the important problems that old age homes face and the problems they have to solve. We hope that this video has shown you some of the complicated realities of caring for older people and made you think about what you can do to help improve these places. We appreciate you being here with us. If you felt seen, heard, or uplifted today, please subscribe and hit the bell to stay connected. You are part of a growing, powerful circle of wisdom. And if you're ready to live with intention, comment, "I rise with every sunrise." Let it be your gentle declaration to the world that you are still becoming, still unfolding, still full of light. Until next time, take care and keep shining.